So are you thinking about moving to Moncks Corner, but you don't know anything about it? Well, I'm going to get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to give you 5 pros, 5 cons about Moncks Corner, why I like it, and some things about Moncks Corner that I don't like. So stay tuned. You'll be able to hear that in just a second. So welcome back. It's Ryan Dial with the real estate firm. We're actually centralized right in Moncks Corner. We have an office right downtown. So I'm going to get into the pros and cons of Moncks Corner, why you should move there, maybe why you shouldn't. Now, a lot of people aren't moving all the way across the states in order to live in Moncks Corner. A lot of times what they're doing is moving to Charleston, North Charleston, Goose Creek, Summerville, and they end up in Moncks Corner a lot of times because the price is right and it has a lot of things that you need. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the things about Moncks Corner that you may not like. Con number 1, humidity. Humidity is ridiculous. Now, if you're from out of town or you're out of state, then you're going to come down into South Carolina and you're going to run into a wall of humidity. Just get used to it. Ladies, if you're all about your hair is going to be frizzed or something. So it's the humidity makes you feel like you are swimming through the air. Now, I personally like it, and after a while, you get used to it. But my wife still has a hard time with it. She says she gets out of the shower and dries off, still feels wet. So just know that if you're coming down to the low country, you're going to run into some humidity. Con number 2 for Moncks Corner is that we're kind of lacking in restaurants. I like to eat. Now, my wife is a great cook, but every now and then we like to go out and eat somewhere, and it's lacking. We feel like we have to go down to Charleston. Now, I ain't trying to hate on any of the places around in Moncks Corner. There are a couple of good places. There's a good burger joint, and you can get some great pizza, and there's a great Mexican restaurant. But other than that, there's like a dozen. And maybe there's more. So if you locals are watching this and you're like, hey, why didn't you mention this place or that place? Put your favorite Moncks Corner restaurant, something maybe I haven't had yet. Put it down in the comments. I think that would be fantastic for anybody watching this. That'll help me, and I'd like to give them a shout out. Con number 3 in Moncks Corner is that our shopping is rather limited. Now, you get your necessities, but you're fairly limited. We don't have a Lowe's. If you're wanting some athletic wear or hiking shoes or something like that, you're going to have to go all the way to Charleston in order to get it. We don't have a lot of great shops here. So that is con number 3, is that we're limited on our shopping. Con number 4, no theater. I have no idea why. There's plenty of people here and a lot of families and a lot of subdivisions that are going in, and yet we don't have a theater. It's Redbox or get something off the TV, or you got to drive all the way to Summerville to watch a good movie or a flick. I know this ain't the year for theaters, but whenever this whole pandemic thing goes away, we're going to want to get back into the theater and watch a great movie with all that surround sound, and we don't have that in town. Even a drive-through, we don't have a drive-through anymore, so I wish we did. Now, con number 5 is something that a lot of people have some, if you have severe allergies, it's going to kind of suck here, at least for a month. It's seasonal, but we have a ridiculous amount of pollen in this area. The pine trees that we have here in South Carolina, they dump out the yellow pollen. The lake will just be filled with the water. The lake will be filled with pollen everywhere. It look like yellow snow everywhere. Don't eat it. If you even try to wash your vehicle, it's going to be caked on tomorrow because the car is just going to be filthy with pollen. So if you have bad allergies, just expect your face going to be all swole up.
Really, it is not that serious.
During that month. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but the pollen does get kind of thick. As soon as you get in your car, you're running your windshield wipers trying to clean it off. So just be aware that if you have allergies, that we have at least 1 month each year that is pretty rough with the pine pollen. Now let's get into the pros of Moncks Corner. I love Moncks Corner. That's why I live near it. So one of the biggest pros to me is that it's even though it's a small town, we have all of our necessities. So yeah, we don't have a Lowe's, but we got a Marvin's, which is pretty fantastic place, and you can get most of what you need to build or repair things from Marvin's. We also have Walmart, so Goodwill. We got all kind of antique shops. What else do you really need? You know, it's 3 grocery stores. So if you need something, you can run into Moncks Corner and grab it. Now, if you need something more specific, you're going to run into Charleston. So that brings me to pro number 2, running into Charleston. The proximity to Charleston, Goose Creek, North Charleston, the mall, Summerville. We're 20 minutes away from all the shopping you could ever want. So that's one of the reasons that I love Moncks Corner, is its proximity to Charleston. So pro number 3 is no traffic. I'm a small town guy, so traffic frustrates me.
I'm walking here! I'm walking here!
I can't stand sitting in traffic. I don't care what kind of music I'm listening to, it's going to annoy me. So no traffic, I love that. And that's one of the reasons why I like Moncks Corner, is that there ain't that many people. And even though we've got all the things that we need, necessities and everything, and a lot of people actually work and live there, there's not a whole lot of traffic. The only type of traffic you're really going to run into is trying to turn left to go into Walmart. And I don't know why they haven't put a light in for a turning. My goodness, hey, City Council, take care of that, please, because that's some frustrating stuff.
Now, I want to speak to your supervisor. Better yet, I'm going to write a letter.
But that's the only thing, is if you're turning left into Walmart. Everywhere else is really smooth going, and I love that, and that's why I call that pro number 3. So pro number 4 are things to do. We actually have quite a bit of things to do here in Moncks Corner. So everything from the sports complex, the baseball fields that's come out. We have a flea market that's on Thursdays during the spring and summer. It's a cute little downtown. You aren't going to spend several hours there, but you got some restaurants, you got some antique shops. Old Santee State Park is a real cool gym. A lot of hiking trails, and it's like right outside of town, almost in the middle of town. That's a really cool place. It's right next to the canal, and it's got a lot of history. And I definitely suggest you go and check that out. A lot of people don't realize that Cypress Gardens, The Notebook, was filmed out here at Cypress Gardens. Cypress Gardens is a fantastic little swamp that has a lot of walking trails, and you can actually get into some rowboats and have little romantic moments with your significant other out there. Don't get in an argument with it. That happened to me. It was all my fault.
And I'm not going anywhere.
Don't argue with your wife when you're paddling. Anyways, it's a fantastic place to go out there, Cypress Gardens. And I can't mention things to do in Moncks Corner without talking about the lake. So if you look on a map, you'll see that Moncks Corner is right on the edge of Lake Moultrie. Lake Moultrie is a big deal. And in this video, I'm not going to tell you about the history of it, but you should definitely check that out. 14-mile or bowl-shaped lake. Some of the greatest fishing out there, bass fishing and brim. The striper's fantastic, and we're famous for our catfish. So if you like fishing, we're right on the edge of that lake. And if 14-mile wide lake isn't good enough for you, you can go up into the upper lake through just a short canal, and then you got a 22-mile long Lake Marion. So you can take a boat ride from Lake Marion all the way down, actually from Columbia, all the way down out to the ocean if you want. Go through the locks. So the lake, everybody's about the lake here. It's about fishing and water sports and just getting out and pontoons. And there's even a couple of events that go on out there at the lake. So most people that's here in Moncks Corner do something with the lake. We're all about the lake. It's a pretty fun thing. So if you check out Moncks Corner, also make sure that you're checking out one of the public accesses to the lake, because we are all about the lake. And that brings me to number 5, pros of Moncks Corner. These reasons that I've given you, from no traffic to having all the necessities that you want, proximity to Charleston, the lake life, restaurants on the water, all these things that we have in Moncks Corner is one of the reasons why we were rated number 4 fastest growing cities in South Carolina. So that's pro number 5, is that whatever we don't have now, we will probably have within the next 5 to 10 years. So it would be a really good time for you to be able to get in. Home values are appreciating on average of 6.4% each year for the last 10 years. So a lot of new subdivisions are coming in. New school is in for elementary over at Fox Bank. And Cane Bay and Nexton Parkway are getting closer and closer. So you're starting to benefit from their restaurants and their shopping and all their doctor's offices. There was a new hospital that was put in not too far from here over in Roper. So these are all reasons why the Moncks Corner, it was rated number 4 in fastest growing cities. So I hope these help you, these pros and cons about Moncks Corner, and help you make a decision if you were thinking about moving to Moncks Corner and you didn't know much about it. I do suggest you get onto Google and search a little bit more. There are some things that I haven't mentioned, some cool things and maybe some bad things. So how about you locals? Why don't you, if you watch this video, put comments down. I want the goods and the bads of Moncks Corner. What do you think we need? What do you think we don't have? And what do you think we do really well? So I'm Ryan Dial with the real estate firm, the Lake Life Realtor, and I hope that this helped you. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, just click subscribe right down there on the right, and you'll get updated as soon as I come out with a new one.